Again, compassion needed in this conversation, but a lot of people are concerned. Laura Powell is a mom. She's an attorney, and she is joining us right now. Laura, are you with us?
Hi.
Hi, good to see you. I know you're with Californians for Good Governance. You are opposed to this particular legislation. Tell us why.
Well, I don't think that it is the state's place to decide what beliefs parents need to instill in their children. I think this is a matter of allowing parents to deal with these situations when they arise with their children. This bill would require judges to take this into account. It would require judges to favor a parent who was, quote, affirming the gender identity over a parent who was not. Under existing law, they can already take it into account. They do take it into account if there's situations going on with the kid. This would require them to favor that parent. And I think it's just not the state's role to make those calls on how to handle these situations. And you mentioned, this could apply to an 8 or 10-year-old. And the bill's author mentioned the example of a 7-year-old. And I've talked to a dad who is dealing with this situation right now in a custody dispute with a 3-year-old.
Wow.
So there's no bottom on, what age this would apply to. We already have under law, if you're 14 years old, you can have a say in which parent would get custody. So this law really isn't needed to deal with those situations. I think it's really more about making a statement to push a particular belief system onto families, even where it may conflict with their beliefs.
Well, and I did do some research and find, again, that about 0.6, 0.7% of all children in the United States identify with a gender different than their own. So we're talking about a very small fraction of the population. But what do you say to those who are proponents of measures like this, who would call not affirming a child's chosen gender as child abuse or neglect?
Well, it's really unclear what the word affirming means. And that was what came up in the hearing on Tuesday. The bill's author, Assemblymember Wilson, said, well, no, we just mean supporting the child. But it was very confusing because the phrase gender affirming care is commonly used. It's defined in the law, and it includes puberty blockers and surgery under the definition in California law for gender affirming healthcare. They're using that same word here, and now she's saying it's just being emotionally supportive, which of course every parent should be supporting their children's issues when they're going through some sort of gender identity crisis. Of course, a good parent's going to address that. But if affirming means saying, yes, you are a different gender, if a child, even as young as 3, says, no, I'm not a boy, I'm a girl, to tell them, yeah, that's true, is one way that people use the word affirmation, and it's unclear in the law, it's undefined what the law is trying to do here.
Really quick question for you, because we're almost out of time. Our previous guest had mentioned that there was already pre-existing state law, that this would just add to it. So is this amendment calling attention to something larger that perhaps needs to be addressed among voters? Because maybe people just didn't know, had no idea what the laws were on the books.
Well, I mean, the laws on the books allow judges to take it into account when it's needed. So I don't think there's any need for any further law, but I do think voters need to be made aware of these laws that are getting passed. Most people aren't paying attention to them. And this is a piece of a larger puzzle. There's other laws being passed that, for example, there was a law passed that allows California family courts to take jurisdiction over custody disputes happening out of state if the child identifies as a different gender and if there's a dispute over that. So really, I do want people to be made aware, and I'm really glad you're covering this issue so that more people are aware.
Laura Powell, we're grateful that you came on as well. Thank you for sharing your voice on Morning in America.
Thank you.